Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Very often we have customers who take someone for an employee. But can the manager also mistake you for an employee? Let's find out today, and our first story. Wondrous Wally World. So, I used to work at a company where my position was over-the-phone sales and billing. Our uniform is work-appropriate and a mandatory blue lanyard with the company name in huge print with a security badge showing my picture, name, and the company name taking up almost half the badge. Next door to our building is a Walmart. Most of the staff there came from my company or vice versa. On this day, I was wearing jeans, my name tag, and a plain black jacket, which had the odd feature of having a place to attach shoulder marks on it, though it wasn't wearing any. Anyway, the story begins with me talking to a buddy who used to work at my company and now works at Walmart. I was wandering about the electronics section of Walmart after work, as I often do. My car had grown legs and walked away from me a few months before, so I had to take the bus, which only comes once every hour. So I found a hard drive I was interested in and flagged a salesperson down for more information. This salesperson was someone who I know personally, and we struck up a conversation about products and about life. Character sheet is as follows. M is me, S is sales guy, W is random woman, WM is Walmart manager. Me, hey, how you doing? S, not bad, how you doing? Me, just waiting for my bus and looking for some stuff. What can you tell me about this hard drive? He gave me what information he knew. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to tell me the speed, which was the only thing I was really worried about, and the only thing suspiciously not on the box. We continued to chat for about 20 minutes, and I decided to get the drive anyway. He rang me up and sent me on my way. I went back to browsing the store, just kind of wandering, and ended up in the Lego section. Yeah, I still build Legos, don't judge. I was trying to decide how much I wanted a particular set when I turned and accidentally bumped into someone who was looking the other direction, standing right behind me. Me, oh, I'm so sorry. Woman, no problem. I wasn't looking, my fault. I helped her up and she went on her way. No harm done. I glanced up the aisle and saw a Walmart employee. The kind that distinctly looks like they think they're better than everyone else, speed walking in my direction. The guy was on the other side of the supercenter, so I went back to what I was doing, not paying him any mind. After consulting with the list I had on my phone, I just decided to buy a particular set for my ongoing Star Wars themed collection when suddenly my shoulder was grabbed. I'm a tall guy and a bit on the overweight side, but I try to keep from confrontation, so getting touched out of nowhere made me jump. While I was still trying to figure out what was going on, the Walmart guy spun me around and just started screaming. What the hell do you think you're doing? Me, still in shock. What? Walmart guy. First you're harassing my employees, then you're pushing customers, and now you're just standing here on your phone? I'm pretty mentally quick, but in this situation, I just kind of froze. Not really sure what to do. WM, you loss prevention people think you just run this place. What's your name? What's your number? He grabbed at my company badge. It has a snapback and detached from me at this point. Me, still processing in slow motion. Hey, what are you doing? WM, you'll be fired after this one, buddy. He turned around, my badge in hand, and started to walk away, leaving me standing in the aisle by myself. As is the nature with my autism, at this point, I was hit by a sudden extreme rage. I grabbed him by the shoulder and spun him around. I had about 7 inches on the guy in height. His smug face vanished as I got right up in it and went off. How effing dare you speak to employees like that? First off, I read the name off his tag, acting the way you are in front of customers is 100% abysmal. My friends who work here tell me all about your piece of crap antics and how you make them feel. WM, trying to regain this situation. Get your hands. I was seething with anger, like the feeling when someone turned up the toaster and burnt your toast. Me, shut it! Second, you never should reveal loss prevention to anyone. Third, I'm a paying customer whose restricted security badge you just stole. There was a look of, oh crap, in his eyes, and there were a few other customers around now, and he switched into trying to make it look like I was in the wrong. WM, you attacked a customer. Me. No, she ran into me. I helped her up and it was over. As far as harassing employees go, I was buying something which you made me drop. I let go of him and he took 2 steps back, dropped the badge, and quickly excused himself. I picked up my things and stormed to customer service and repeated the whole thing to them before being given instructions to contact operations, which I did, and that's a story in itself for another day. I ended up getting the hard drive replaced just to be safe and the Lego set for free. I went home and ate a pizza with the extra money and found out from employees that particular manager had been moved into the back where he doesn't deal with people or that many employees. If I work here, then what's my name? When I was around the age of 23, my favorite outfit that I owned was a red shirt and a pair of tan corduroy pants. More than once, I wore that outfit on a shopping trip to Target. My mistake never dawned on me until, inevitably, a customer stopped me and asked some question or another. Generally, I tried to be polite and point them in the direction of an actual employee. My favorite time, though, was the time I got chewed out by a manager. I was browsing the Lego sets and texting on my phone, just minding my own business. Occasionally, someone would enter and leave the aisle, but I paid them no mind, so I really didn't notice that there was anybody close by. Then suddenly, a voice right behind me loudly whispers, "Are you kidding me? Hiding in the toys on your phone?" I spun around to find a very angry, late middle-aged woman. She held out her hand and demanded, "Give it to me." I just stared at her, thoroughly confused. She snapped her fingers and said, "Now." And when I still didn't oblige, she actually made a grab for my phone. I jerked my phone away, out of her reach, and asked her if she was crazy. Her response, "Don't speak to me that way. You know darn good and well you can't have your phone out while on the clock. Now give me your phone. You can have it back after your shift." It dawned on me what her mistake was and why she made it. I was wearing a red shirt and tan cords. I'm me. Manager lady is ML. Me. "Oh, no, I don't work for you." ML. "Excuse me? I mean, I don't work here for Target." ML. "Not after this you won't. Never have I dealt with such a disrespectful..." Me. "Ma'am, I don't work here." ML. "Yes, you do. You're just trying to avoid getting in trouble." Me. "If I work here, what's my name?" ML. Me. "If I work here, then where's my name tag? How long have I worked here? What's my shift? Surely we would have worked together before this. You would know me." ML. I can't be expected to remember every single one of you." Me. "Lady, this," gesturing to my clothes, "was just an unfortunate accident on my part. I do not work here." She just stared at me for another beat or two, crossed her arms, and squinted at me skeptically. "You're lying." I threw up my hands and said, "Whatever, I'm leaving now." I turned and made my way to the front of the store. Was that the end of it? Oh no, that B-word followed me the whole way, demanding I stop and follow her to the office. I walked right out and went straight to my car. Thankfully, she didn't follow me beyond the store's entrance. I can just imagine her confusion and frustration as she went back and tried to figure out which of her employees I was. I only wish I'd thought of submitting a complaint to corporate about her at the time. Woman tries to get me fired for not breaking company policy. I work for a popular fast food restaurant that's known for its nuggets and cheeseburgers. We all know which one it is. I just finished work and was about to drive home when my dad called asking if I could pick up my brother on my way home. So I drove over to my brother's workplace and popped in to see what time he finished. He said it wouldn't be too long. I said, "Just give me a text when you're done." Right around the corner is another branch of the restaurant I work for. I see the drive-thru, it's packed, but the main building is relatively quiet. So I park and walk in to order. I join the queue. There are about 3 people in front of me, but by the time I get to the counter, the line behind me has grown out the door. I order a coffee, a burger, and stand by the collection point to wait for my number. The orders are coming slowly, but at a steady pace. As I stand there looking into the kitchen, I can see if I can spot my order being made. I hear a woman say, "Excuse me." I turn to see a woman looking at me. Having just finished work, I still had customer service mode on and said, "How can I help you?" in a polite voice. She rather abruptly demands, "Why aren't you working?" It takes me a second to comprehend what she means when she suddenly says, "You work here, don't you? You're wearing the uniform." When I realized my jacket was open, revealing my uniform, I quickly zip it up and explain, "I do work for the company, but I don't work in this building." The woman's face turned a weird mix of confused and angry before she raises her voice and says, "Do your job and get my order." I tried to tell her, "Ma'am, I can't do that. I don't work in this building. I work at another location. I'm just a customer here, so I can't go behind the counter." She fires back, "Doesn't matter. If you work here or not, it's all the same procedure. Just get me my order." "Ma'am, I'm not allowed to go back there." She goes back and forth for a few minutes until my order's called. I grab my food, and she starts accusing me of being rude and ignoring her. Just as I collect my order, I get a text message, "My brother's done." I say to the woman, "Sorry, can't help you, have to go now," and walk towards the exit. The woman tried to stop me by grabbing the back of my jacket, but I didn't notice until I felt a tug and heard her scream. Her fake nail had gotten caught in my jacket and ripped off. At this point, the manager comes over to see what's going on. Before I could say anything, this woman shouts, "Your employee has been very rude and disrespectful and now just assaulted me. I want him fired." The manager looked at me very confused. I tried to explain everything, but the woman kept accusing me of lying. The manager said he would sort it out and I was all right to leave, so I met up with my brother and headed home. I thought it was over. Oh, how wrong I was. The next day, I go to work as usual, but just after I clock in for my shift, my manager calls me into the office. He tells me he got a call the previous day from the head office about me assaulting a customer at another branch. This woman had remembered when I told her which store I worked at and must have gotten a look at my name badge when my jacket was open. She accused me by name of assault and swearing at her and insulting her. I explained my side of the story, wrote out a statement for the head office. The incident was under investigation, and I was very nervous for the next few days as I could lose my job or worse. 2 days later, the investigation concluded, and I was not guilty of any of her accusations. Head office reviews the CCTV footage and read statements from witnesses and worker statements of the incident. I don't know much of what happened afterwards, but the woman has threatened to sue. I'll update you if she does try to sue me or the company. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.